Do you guys want to be able to piece up players like this, or even maybe like this? Well, in this video, I'll show you the 6 stages of developing your piece control skills so you can box up your opponents like a fish. With that being said, please do consider using code AMPLE in the item shop, AMPLE, as it does help the channel out, and of course consider dropping a like and subscribing. And with that out of the way, let's get into the first stage of improving your ability to piece control in Fortnite. So if you guys are trying to learn how to piece control in Fortnite, you're going to need to learn and practice piece control drills. Now I know this seems pretty straightforward because it is, but you need to learn basic piece control moves, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is by watching other players teach you. I have a few drills you guys can check out that walks you through step by step, piece by piece, and edit by edit on how to use some basic piece control moves. If not, you guys can go ahead and watch pro players and watch how they piece control their opponents. A good place to practice these drills are either in my Mongrel Classic map or of course the beloved Raiders piece control drills map. I'll leave a code to both those maps. Here you'll be able to run through some basic piece control drills, prove your overall crosshair placement and game sense when it comes to piece control. So again, first stage is going to actually practice the piece control drills. The second thing you're going to want to do to improve your piece control in Fortnite is play box fights. Now the benefit to playing box fights is you're going to have to be in a confined space, which means every single piece is going to be crucial to you winning the match. This will get you in the mindset of getting every single piece available to you when your opponent doesn't have it, and making sure that you're trying to take pieces away from your opponent when you're in the middle of combat. Box fights was the thing that really brought piece control in perspective for me, so I could completely understand why I needed to have walls all over the place, why I needed to have a cone in my box, why I needed to get the opponent to have a cone in their box, and just basic things like pre-piecing that I hadn't even considered. So I highly recommend you guys go ahead and play a ton of box fights, especially if you're bad at the game. There are a lot of bad players in like 1v1 panful box fights that you guys will easily be able to piece up if you're a decent player and learning basic piece control moves. And the best part about using box fights to learn how to piece control is there's a lot of AR spammers in there and SMG people that want to jump into your box for some reason, and this is a good way to learn how to piece control because now you're going to learn how to piece control from afar or ensure that you're protected when you're trying to piece your opponent. The third stage of improving your piece control is watching pro players. A good example of a pro player is Mr. Savage. He uses piece control, but he's not excessive with it where that's all he tries to do. He's playing the game and getting through the match and trying to optimize his gameplay, but at the same time utilizing piece control in an effective way. Watching pro players is something that I don't think you can neglect. I think you need to do this so you can become a better Fortnite player in general, but becoming better at piece control too. The way they will use their pieces to control their opponents and force them into certain positions, you will not realize how to do that unless you watch these pro players. So go watch players that like the piece control a lot and watch players that implement piece control naturally, and you'll improve your piece control skills in Fortnite. The fourth stage you're going to want to focus on when it comes to piecing up your opponents is learning to pre-piece your opponent. Pre-piecing is something that I neglected for a very long time and didn't realize how beneficial it was until later on in my Fortnite journey. If you can learn how to pre-piece your opponent, it will give you so much more time to aim, it'll give you so much more time to think and track your opponent on their next move. Even if you go ahead and pre-piece an area and your opponent doesn't go there, at least you have control of that area, so they're forced to go into a different direction, which will make them even more predictable in their next move. Pre-piecing can be done from above, below, or left and right, and you guys should learn how to do this fluidly, as many players are really cloggy with their double edits and triple edits, and you need to have your edits pretty well down and your movement down pat as well, so you guys can pre-piece your opponents rather quickly. At first you're going to feel cloggy, but if you practice this skill over time, you guys will be pre-piecing your opponents with ease. Another part of the fourth stage is increasing your ability to piece control opponents while behind cover. I mentioned this in the box fights area, and this is a good place to learn, but you need to actually practice getting the pieces off while you're behind cover. A good edit to do this is a window edit, and sometimes you can even use a peanut butter edit, but learning to piece your opponent behind cover is going to save your life so many times. and is going to allow you to take control of the fight without you being put at risk. So definitely learn how to pre-piece your opponents and piece control behind cover as your 4th stage when it comes to improving your piece control. Now the 5th stage kind of seems a little simple because, you know, Fortnite is Fortnite, but the reality of the situation is you're gonna have to play 1v1s and more free builds. The reason why you guys are going to want to go ahead and play 1v1s and free builds is because you're going to need to be able to add these piece control moves that we've learned how to do behind cover and add them to your free builds. You need to be able to open up a wall or a cone at any single time and be able to full piece your opponent from this position. And the only way you're going to get that practice in is by going into free building and crank the crap out of these free builds and adding in your piece control moves throughout your cranking. If you learn to add your piece control moves to your free builds, you will become one of the most lethal Fortnite players in your games. I assure you, most players can't free build and add piece control moves all in at once, and eventually it's just gonna mesh into one and it's just gonna kind of feel like free builds, and that's okay. Once you've done that a little while, you're gonna want to go play some one-on-ones and actually practice using your free builds and piece control together to see if you can piece up some opponents out of some retakes and things like that. Now the 6th stage of improving your piece control is probably one of the most important stages, and it's counter piece control. Now I know this sounds kind of weird, what's counter piece control? And it's pretty much what I call defensive piece control, and what this is when you're fighting an opponent and you might be focused on piecing them up, but they might be focused on piecing you up, and you kind of forget this. And you need to keep this in mind that if you're opening up a wall and you don't have a cone underneath you or a ramp in your box, your opponent can easily place a ramp or a cone in your box and turn the fight around. If you have the wall in front of you but not the wall to your right, he'll easily be able to jump to your right and open up and pump you for some free damage. You need to constantly have pieces available to you that you're able to use defensively and counter your opponent's piece control. You do not want to allow them to get any pieces on you while you're trying to either do damage or get pieces on them. Really focus on making sure you have cones in your box, making sure that you have the surrounding walls so you're not taken off guard, and learning to counter your opponent's piece control is going to help you guys significantly. If you guys go through these 6 stages of piece control in Fortnite, you guys will improve your piece control so much. I hope this video helps you guys out in improving your piece control in Fortnite. If you liked the video, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And again, don't forget to use code AMPLE in the item shop. And as always, thanks for watching.